Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and our next question in the simulator has us looking at a collision that's happening between object A with a lower mass and object B with a higher mass. So, which description best explains what will happen before and after these two objects collide? So notice they have velocities coming in. Which of these best explains what will happen before and after? Let's take a look. Option 1, before. The same collision forces in the same direction will cause, after, the same change in both of these objects' velocities. So the same collision forces in the same direction will cause the same change in both of their velocities. Option 2, the same collision force in opposite directions will cause, let's look at the after, object A to have a larger velocity change than B. So same forces, opposite direction, A will have a larger velocity change than B. Last option 3, the same collision forces in opposite directions will cause object B to have a larger velocity change than A. So same collision forces, but in opposite directions, B, the larger object, will have a larger velocity change than A. Take a second, decide which one makes the most sense, and when you're done, unpause the video. All right, I think you got it. Let's take a look. First and foremost, the same collision forces in the same direction. We know that whenever objects collide, a force is exerted on each other. The two forces are exerted in opposite directions, but they are the same strength. So we know that when these two collide, two forces of the same strength are pushing in opposite directions. So option 1 does not make sense. So we know it's either 2 or 3. The question is, does A have the bigger velocity change or does B have the bigger velocity change? Well, the answer is A has the bigger velocity change, not B. Even though the forces exerted on each object in a collision are the same strength, so we know that, if the objects have different masses, their changes in velocity will be different. The object with the smaller mass will have the greater change in velocity. Okay, think golf ball would be object B, ping pong ball would be object A. And we can see this in our simulator. If we were to run it, we have our two objects. We're going to have them collide. And after they collide, we're going to go to analyze. And we can see that we have those equal forces in opposite directions. And we can look at the velocity and say, well, object A, the lighter velocity, had the larger change versus B had the smaller change. So there's your answer. If you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, good job.